Hi, I'm John Kursky, and in part 5 of making you an AI-enabled Power BI tester, I'm going to show you how to use a Visual Studio Code extension we built to set up the custom agents and skills much quicker so that you can create tests much faster. All right, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so you can stay up to date on all the new training and content we'll be putting out in the coming weeks. Now, in part 4 of this series, I showed you how to set up the skills and the custom agents. Now, you can imagine that process for each project could be a little bit cumbersome, and maybe you want to have some consistency using the PQL.Assert to build your test. Well, at Power Query Lint, we built an extension on Visual Studio Code that will automatically set up the custom agents and the skills for you on your Visual Studio Code page. So that way, all you need to do is make sure you have this extension with your project in order to leverage the custom agent in your GitHub Copilot. So what does that look like? Well, up on the screen here, I've got the PBIP file that I've saved, and under extensions, if I search for Power Query Lint, you'll see this option. You can install it. And what it will do is install the custom agents, a Power Query tester, and a Power Query linter, which I will show in another video. We'll stick to testing. And it will also install some of the skills that are necessary to help the agent build tests. So once I have that enabled, just make sure you also have Power BI Modeling MCP server installed as well, because we need it to connect to the model. I also have the model open. And when it's installed, you will see these two options. So I'm going to pick PQL tester. And I'm going to say connect to sample model. At this point, it's going to use the Power BI Modeling MCP server to go and connect to the localhost version of the sample model. And then I will ask it create tests. And I want to create it in the dev environment. Now at this point, it's going to be very similar to the last video where it's going to go through the process of creating the tests. I will fast forward here so that you can see what the end product looks like. All right, so I stepped away for a couple minutes to do some other work items and came back, and the tests have been created by the custom agent, and shows that those have passed. And you can see now that the schemas .dev.test was created, and it created it in the functions.timdal. And if I go to File Explorer, you will see now it's got the DAX files created as well. So at this point, I can continue to iterate, update the test, add the test using the custom agent. And this is all made possible, or at least easier, by using the extension. So with that, I hope you learned something today. This is going to be the end of this AI-enabled Power BI tester series. So hopefully you've learned how to set up PQL.Assert, do your naming conventions, use Power Automate to run those tests, and then leveraging AI and GitHub Copilot with skills and custom agents to be able to build those tests for you. And if you've got a good foundation with version control, this makes it much easier to accelerate your work with AI and building semantic models that are well tested so that when they go to production, you know you're not encountering issues that you've already encountered, and you've got something in place to check to see if any new issues are appearing. All right, so stay tuned for some upcoming videos around the extension as well as new features with Power Query Lint. But until then, take care.